Good day, everyone. So today for meal prepping for the week, we're going to do some chicken Mexican rice bowls, some salmon, some roasted veggies, and potatoes. But let's go ahead and head over to the spice rack, see what we're going to be using today. Himalayan pink salt, some adobo all-purpose seasoning. We got black pepper, onion powder, some smoked paprika, cumin, and I like to use 3 different types of chili powder. So we got ancho, chipotle, and then let's just grab some regular chili powder here. Lastly, let's get some garlic. Love this stuff, love garlic, and cilantro. I like the fresh, and I also like the dry herbs. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, let's get our rice going. Now I'm using brown rice here, just more nutrient dense. I do like fresh herbs and dry herbs, so I want to add some cilantro to the Mexican rice bowl. So I'll dice it up here pretty finely, making sure that I get a nice good chop on it. That way when I put it into the rice, it will distribute evenly throughout. That way I'll get a little bit of that flavor throughout the whole entire rice. Now, it is Mexican rice bowl, so I'm going to add a little bit of heat to it. Now, for you, if you want to make it a little spicier, you can leave in some of the seeds. I cook for my son, and I meal prep for my roommate as well, so I don't want it too hot. I want everybody to be able to enjoy it. So I'll go ahead and dice it up as well. And we'll go ahead and add some Himalayan pink salt to it. Now I'm doing just a couple pinches here. It's really probably, I would say, about less than 1/8 of a teaspoon. Not a lot, but I'm going to go very heavy on the black pepper. So I'll be very generous with that. Now, like I said, I like fresh herbs and dry herbs as well. So here I'm going to add some dried cilantro to it to really enhance that flavor profile that I'm looking for. Once I've done that, I want to go ahead and add some fresh grape tomatoes to it as well. So you'll have cilantro, jalapeno, salt, pepper, dried cilantro, and then grape tomatoes. I'll put that all in the rice cooker to cook. I'll give it a stir, and then lastly, I want this to taste like a truly Mexican dish, so I'm going to add some lime. So to get the juice of the lime out really well, you want to roll that lime. That will really release a lot of the juices from it. And then to really bring up the lime flavor, I'm going to zest it. I want to get as much of that in there as possible. Once all that's done, the great thing about a rice cooker is I can go ahead and set it, put it away, and it'll cook on its own. I don't have to come back and keep checking with it. So stir it up really good to make sure everything's evenly distributed. And I almost forgot to add some ground cumin into this. So I'll go ahead and mix that up, close up the lid. Let's get this cooking. It'll take about 35 minutes in the rice cooker, then it's done. So I'm gonna go ahead and start making some roasted red potatoes. Now here I'm gonna cut them up. They've already been washed and cleaned, so they're ready to go. So I'm gonna chop them up, and then I'll go ahead and add some fresh parsley to it. Again, I like the fresh herbs. So I'll take all the parsley off the stems, then I'll chop it up just like I did the cilantro, and then I'll add that to the potatoes. And to the potatoes also, I'm gonna add some salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and smoked paprika. So once I've done all that, I like to get in there with my hands. I'm just gonna mix this all up. That's the best mixing utensil that you can use is your hands. Just gotta make sure they're clean. So let's go ahead and mix that up. I'll put that on a baking sheet and I'll pop that in the oven for about 450 degrees for about 35 minutes. That'll get it nice and crispy. These are so good. These are a favorite in my household. So once I have those going, I also want to get some vegetables going as well. So we're going to do some mixed roasted vegetables. Now I've already chopped up some zucchini, some carrots, red, yellow, orange bell peppers, red onion. I put a little grapeseed oil on there as well. And then I'll go ahead and season them. Do not be afraid to season here. So I have some Himalayan pink salt. I'll probably put the same things I did on some of the other stuff. We have black pepper, we have onion powder. I'm going to add some garlic powder to this as well. I'll do some chili powder as well. And then I also like to give it a little sweet taste. So I've got some balsamic vinegar here that I'm going to add to it as well. So once I get that all poured over, and I think I'm probably say about 2 tablespoons of added, again, I'm going to get in there and mix it. Make sure that it's all well distributed and that seasoning is on every piece. I don't like to get any that doesn't have it. So I'll break up the onions and make sure that we really get that seasoned well. Now that looks good. Spread it again out on a baking pan. I'm gonna put it in the same oven at the same temperature, but this will probably only cook for about 20 to 25 minutes. I don't want my vegetables too mushy and I don't like them too crispy. So this is gonna be really good. This is what I'll probably pair with the salmon, the potatoes, and some of the other vegetables as well. Now here, I'm gonna do the same thing with some cauliflower. I'm gonna add some grapeseed oil, a little bit of black pepper, a little bit of salt. Keep it really basic. It doesn't need too much. Cauliflower will take on whatever season profile you put it. Again, onion powder, garlic powder, and probably a little bit of smoked paprika as well. Love smoked paprika. I love the flavor and the aroma it gives off. Lastly, some chili powder. So you can kind of see the theme of it. Chili powder is pretty much in everything. It's a great spice. I'll mix that up pretty well. I'll put that on a sheet as well. Now, if you've noticed that all my sheets, I've been lining them with some aluminum foil. Easy cleanup. Now for asparagus, I keep it even simple. So with asparagus, the bend is where, how to cut them. So I learned that pretty easy. If you just pull them and where they bend, that's naturally where the break is. A little olive oil on this one, salt, a little pepper, a little garlic powder. That's it. 450 degrees for 12 to 15 minutes. Now here you have some of the finished product. So here's all the mixed vegetables that have already come out the oven. I have the potatoes over to the left, and those are looking so good. Now throughout this video, I was picking a little bit, added. I mean, it smelled so good. Now the salmon was pretty easy. I didn't do anything to it. I got this from Costco. It already came pre-seasoned. This is so good, so easy. I just popped it in the oven. I think it cooked for about 18 minutes or so. I don't do a lot of fish at one time because I don't like to eat it multiple days. So this right here, that one box produced 6 fillets. And between 3 people, that's 2 days of fish. So that's about my tolerance for eating fish consecutively. So here's the finished product. I mixed all the vegetables. I mixed the cauliflower with the mixed roasted vegetables. and then we have the potatoes, and we have the asparagus. Now it's going to start assembling some of the meals together. So I've already started putting some of the meals together. I put one fillet in each container, and each piece of fish is about 4 ounces. I've also put about 6 asparagus spears in each thing, and about a half a cup of vegetables as well. So I like to make sure that we're getting plenty of vegetables, and I'm using a 1/3 cup of the roasted potatoes, and so that'll be meals prepared for the salmon. Now those are 2 meals for 2 different days. I've made 6 meals for 3 people, so that's that one done. Now for the Mexican rice bowls, I'm going to be using chicken for my protein, so I'll go ahead and take off the extra any additional layers of skin or fat that I see on. I want to keep it as lean as possible, and then I'll go ahead and cube this up. I'll try to probably keep the pieces a little bit thicker, so that way you just feel more substantial when eating it. Now, once I've diced up all the chicken, I'll go ahead and start seasoning it. Now, don't be afraid to season your chicken. I look at a lot of these videos and I see people add like 3 seasonings. Seasonings aren't bad. They give it some flavor to it. And when you're trying to eat healthy, you want your food to taste good. So I've already added some Himalayan pink salt, about 2 pinches of that, black pepper. I want to add some garlic. And then I'll add the 3 different chili peppers to this. I'll do the regular chili pepper, the chipotle chili pepper, and then I'll go ahead and add the ancho chili pepper. I like the way it tastes when you have the 3 different chili profiles. And then I'll add some cumin, some onion powder, the adobo all-purpose seasoning, and then the juice of 1 lime. Again, I've already rolled it. I want to juice it, and then I want to again enhance that lime flavor, so I'll go ahead and I'll zest it as well. So that is what I'll use for the chicken, and then I'll set that aside and I'll let that marinate at least 30 minutes. Typically, I like to let my chicken marinate for a few hours to really soak in the seasonings, but for this, since I was cooking it all at once, I let it sit for about 30 minutes and I went on and prepped everything out. So I want to go ahead and get the chicken cooking on the stove. So I've already chopped up about 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. I'm going to do the same thing with some jalapenos. Again, I'm going to use the remaining jalapeno and I'm going to put that in the pan and let that saute. As you saw before, I was cutting up some green onions. That's going to be the topping on top of the Mexican rice bowls once it's all done. I'm probably putting about 2 capfuls, which is about 1.5 tablespoons of grapeseed oil in the pan. I'll let that cook for a little bit. Now, I don't want my garlic to burn. I just want it to really start to sizzle a little bit. That way it'll flavor the oil. Now, when you put the chicken in the pan, be careful not to overcrowd the chicken. If you put too much chicken in the pan, it'll start to cook in its own juices, then you'll really be boiling it. So I want to get a good saute on here. So I've split it up in 2 different pans. And the trick to cooking chicken is leave it alone. once you put it in there, don't flip it until the edges kind of start to look a little brown, and that way you'll get that nice caramelization on it. So once I've done that, I'll leave that cooking for a little bit, make sure it's cooked thoroughly through, and then I'll go ahead and I'll take that off of the stove. Now in the same pan, I've already added some chopped bell pepper, red onion, and some corn that I'm going to saute in its juice. And I've just added a little bit of water to kind of break up all those good bits that are on the bottom of the pan. Now I'll season that as well with the same flavor profiles that I was doing earlier, which is going to be the chili powder, the cumin, salt, pepper, as well as some onion powder. Now I'll let that cook for probably about 3 to 4 minutes until the onions are kind of translucent, and then I'll go ahead and I'll combine that in one bigger pan, and then I'll add the chicken to that, and then let that cook for another, I say about 2 to 3 minutes just to soak up some of the seasonings, and then that's it. My chicken is done. On my rice has just went off, so I'm gonna get a fork in there and want to flake it up. That's very important. So you want to get the fork in there, stir it up, make sure that it's kind of fluffy, make sure everything is mixed through well, and then I'll go ahead and taste it just to make sure that the rice is done. So I've already put together the rice bowl, so I put down probably about a half a cup of rice mixture in the bottom of the bowl, 4 ounces of the chicken mixture, and then I topped it with some green onions. For my roommates and my son, I put some of the red kidney beans in there as well. I do not like beans, so there are no beans in mine at all whatsoever, but you can do that. And I also had I ran out of chicken, so I did a couple vegetarian ones where I just left it with some of the roasted vegetables. Now I did go back and add some cheese onto the rice bowls. I say about 2 tablespoons worth of cheese, and that's it. I've meal prepped roughly for the week. So here it is. I've made 5 of the chicken rice bowl mixtures, and then 2 of the salmon mixtures per person. So that's 7 total meals. That'll last me about 3.5 days. Now I normally meal prep every Sunday and every Wednesday, so this is a good start to the week. That way I'm good to go. I won't take the salmon to work because I'm not that person who likes to sting up the microwave, but was it good?